amount of people that know someone that's jumped off the bridge in my town, it's just an unbearable number.
If you don't know, I suppose it's just a bridge.
So most people who die by suicide, they don't want to end their life. They want the pain to end.
In the town where I live, there's a bridge. Everyone here knows about it, but where it is isn't important. This is a story about what I'm doing to change things.
We heard a bottle smash off the side of the bridge. There was a man sat up on the ledge. Everything just went silent. You couldn't even hear the river behind. We tried to help him by shouting up, "Stay on the bridge," but it wasn't successful and he fell from the bridge. 2 days prior to the man I witnessed committing suicide, a man I know actually committed suicide himself off that bridge.
There was no note, there was no warning signs. It just knew when the police knocked on the door, and that was, you know, sad that he could have still been here and saved a lot of people's hearts at that, definitely. Oh.
There's that many people done it and they've died. People see it as it's a quick and easy way out. And with what I witnessed, there was nothing quick about it.
I just don't think families should have to worry about such a known place.
The bridge should just be used for the cars.
Set up the petition because it was just an automatic thing. Something needs done. No one else was doing it. I wasn't really sure what to type, to be honest. I just, you know, some form of net could give that vital few seconds to register, you know, what am I doing and I don't want to do this. People that haven't been there themselves feeling that low, they wouldn't understand, you know, but because I've been in that situation myself, I knew how they felt. And I think if something like this was in place, my friend could still be here. And it hurts that it's not been done before that, so.
I've been writing letters and emails to the council for almost 30 years to try and have some work done on the bridge to prevent the suicide. When I was at school, a long time ago, when I was at school, this is the very first person I was aware of. He was in my year. I was about 16 at the time, and he went over the bridge. Someone that you actually know, someone that's the same age as you. I was about 19, 20 when I started writing. I'm now 52, that's shocking. Yeah. Every time someone's gone over, I've started again, emailing. Nothing's happened. I think there'd be an awful lot of families who have been devastated by this, who will be so angry. So angry that this should have been done and that somebody's actually been trying and have been ignored.
They'll just go elsewhere. You know, if somebody wants to do this, they'll do it. You know, there was a lot of comments just sort of very much like that, which is fair enough. I guess it won't help everybody. It can't. Nothing can help everybody. But if it helps one, that's good enough for me.
There's no one single thing which will prevent suicide. But most people who are suicidal never make that transition from thinking about suicide to attempting suicide or dying by suicide. So what we're trying to do when we think about suicide prevention is, yes, understand the distress, but crucially also interrupt these suicidal thoughts. We think about a third of all suicides in the UK happen in public spaces. So in a moment of crisis, if we can keep the areas of concern safe, that puts an extra barrier. It makes it more likely we can intervene and help that person.
When the petition was started, there was a lot of negative comments around it, as in they'll go elsewhere. And
so if you look at the research evidence across the world, what we find is where you identify an area of concern and you keep it safe, now if it's a bridge, obviously adding barriers or nets, there's evidence that leads to a reduction in the suicide, and for the most part people don't go somewhere else. So in short, keeping areas of concern safe saves people's lives.
I'm so happy. Oh.
It's great to see you starting this campaign, really trying to do your part, because we all have a role in suicide prevention. But it's really, really important that that's not the only thing. We ensure that there are services and supports for the most vulnerable, which come alongside keeping areas of concern safe.
I worry that obviously if you reach out to somebody and say, you know, are you feeling this way, that it might put it into their head. Is that something that could happen, or?
That's a really important question. There's no evidence at all that asking the question plants the idea in their head. So I would urge anybody watching this film, if you are worried about a friend, concerned about a friend or a family member, please, please ask them, are they suicidal? Be direct, be compassionate, because it could save their life.
When I made the petition, it was a case of everyone else was sitting, crying, knowing that something as easy as starting a petition online could actually affect people's lives in a good way. Yeah, it's nice. If somebody's down from now on, I'll be saying, are you okay? And it's not hard to ask, is it? It's a couple of words, it takes a couple of seconds of your time, could save somebody's life, it's worth it. There's been some times I've been that low that I'm not sure where I would be right now if he hadn't kept pestering me, you know, I don't know where I'd be, so.
And likewise, there's
Yeah.
been times I've been close to doing something stupid and you've spoke to me and helped.
When he says, are you okay? And I'm like, no, it's like, I want to say, this is the problem.
What you want.
But I just can't bring myself to say it, if that makes sense. You know, there's.
You feel like you don't want to lumber me with your
Yeah,
problems.
well, I say that all the time, don't I? I don't want to
just tell you
bother
to
anyone.
shut up.
Exactly. Basically how it
And
goes.
get it spilled.
Yeah. I think that's what I need. Shut up, Georgie. Just tell me I know you're not okay, and just tell me, you know. Right.
I'm just too persistent and annoying.
Yeah.
Safety around the bridge is one thing, but there's a lot of young people around this area especially that they need something to help them in the bigger picture, you know, life matters.